Welcome to a Hoosier News Source exclusive for the IUSA series. I'm here with B-Town United today to talk about their upcoming campaign. Can you guys go ahead and introduce yourself and the position you're running for?
Yeah, I'm Neil Kelty. I'm running for student body president.
Okay.
I'm Barrett Tenbarger, running for vice president for administration.
I'm Katie Tetrick. I'm running for vice president for Congress.
Jeff Williams, and I'm running for student body treasurer.
Well, thanks again, guys, for stopping by today. And I just want to start off, can you explain why you guys decided to run?
Yeah, I think so many of us have been involved in IUSA for a number of years now. We're very passionate about IUSA. Always had continued involvement, and we really enjoy working on projects around campus, helping out students, and just serving the student body.
Okay. And on your guys' website, you guys have a list of accomplishments, things you guys have completed this past semester and last year and everything. So can you guys explain what you guys have done and what your part was with that and how it kind of relates to iUnity?
Sure. B-Town United really is a continuation of last year's administration being iUnity. Neil Kelty was the chief of staff for last year. I was the chief of internal affairs. Katie Tetrick was involved on fall break. And so really what we represent is a both breadth and depth of student experience. Jeff Williams has been involved as president of his fraternities and as a uni board director. Katie Tetrick has been involved in her LANT program as well as the Panhellenic Association. I've been involved in College Republicans as well as my fraternity. Neil Kelty's been involved in residence halls. And so we have a lot of experience outside of IUSA, but we also have a lot of experience inside IUSA, being chief of staff and having worked on a lot of projects. And so we represent the administration that is the most successful in IUSA history. We're the only administration, to our knowledge, to have ever accomplished all of our platform promises, including a GPS bus tracker, getting a fall break, which IUSA has been running on a fall break since our parents were at IU. And so for us
it's a long process.
Yeah, exactly. So it takes a lot of knowledge and a lot of relationships to get things done. And so having seen firsthand the kind of experience that's required, we think that we can build off the success of the iUnity administration and move forward to work on some really cool projects for students.
Okay, so you guys have experience outside IUSA and then along with inside. So you have a lot of connections around campus, and I just want to really stress that you guys were a part of what the student body voted in last year with iUnity, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and so how did you guys come up with B-Town United? Why didn't you stick with the iUnity name? Why did you guys pick a different name?
We really wanted to create a name that represented the success of the past two administrations. So B-Town United is a mix of the past two winning tickets, iUnity and B-Town. We also wanted to emphasize that a lot of us have been involved in most of the past two administrations, and we really wanted to emphasize the experience and results that we've had in the past.
Okay, that's clever, putting them together. I like that. And then can you guys go ahead and explain what your platforms are exactly for this ticket?
Even more clever is the fact that our platforms are actually outlined in the name B-Town.
Okay. So it's easy to remember.
Yeah, easy to remember for the campus to catch on and for us when we're presenting, most likely. So we basically start with the B, which stands for B-Town Basketball Loyalty Program. And the opportunity here, what we're trying to accomplish is incentivize students to participate in other sporting events, and their incentive is better basketball tickets. So.
Okay. And then what are the other ones?
Then the T is for textbooks. Our textbook program is a project that is spearheaded by the current CIO of the university, Brad Wheeler. And what we want to do is give students the option to access all of their textbooks either online through OnCourse or have a printed copy. And what our plan represents is IU, rather than each individual student, will purchase all of the textbooks for every student, essentially bulk purchasing. And what this will do is drive down textbook costs significantly to the tune of $600 per student on average. That's an average saving per year of $24 million for IU Bloomington students.
Which is important because I know we're all students. Textbooks can be very, very pricey.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly.
All right, and then what's the O?
O is for $1 cab rides. It's always best to take precautions when enjoying the social scene here at IU. So we want to develop a plan that would use corporate sponsorship to develop a subsidized cab program. So essentially what we would do is you would have a special IUSA voucher and you would present that with $1 to a cab ride, and you'd be able to go anywhere on campus for $1. We think this is great because it would allow students to fully experience their collegiate experience, but we can ensure that they will arrive home safely.
So you guys are really focusing on the students' needs. Yeah, I like this. Saving money on textbooks, saving money on cab rides. Let's keep that going. So what's the W?
The W is another thing that makes students' lives a lot easier. It's web-based room reservations.
Okay.
Right now, student organizations have a lot of trouble reserving rooms. They have to run to a couple different buildings on campus, and it can take 30 or 45 minutes to reserve a room for a 30-minute meeting. So I actually, this year, worked with a local Bloomington company, and we built a prototype of an online room reservation system. I've worked with the Student Activities Office, been to the residence halls, been to a number of academic buildings, and we're just kind of building that coalition to essentially allow students to reserve rooms from the comfort of their pajamas in their own home.
Sounds good to me. You don't have to get out and meet someone, try to get it all scheduled in. You can just sit at your computer, laptop, easy as can be. And then what's the end?
Next, presidential debate bid. Now, this is something that Indiana University has been involved in the past with respect to a bid, but Barrett is actually chairing this this platform and making sure that this time around that Indiana University's bid doesn't go in vain.
Okay.
So.
And then, Barrett, you mentioned the textbooks, and I wanted to talk to you about that because I know your opponent, Big Ten, also has a platform about textbooks and kind of trying to save students money. So can you explain how it's different from theirs?
Yeah, absolutely. Big Ten's proposal is that they want to go to the State House and try to lobby the state legislature to create tax-free textbook weekends.
Okay.
Essentially 2 weekends, one each semester, where you could go and buy textbooks tax-free. Our first kind of point of information we like to bring up is that students can already purchase textbooks tax-free, and that's through Amazon.com or any other online source.
Okay.
But for students who don't want to go on Amazon to save the money of the taxes, I actually worked on this project during the B-Town administration my freshman year, and it's just not realistic. I've talked to people in the governor's office and the Department of Education, and according to the state government, this tax-free textbook proposal would cost the state government $25 million per year, $24.9 million per year. With the state of the economy and the state of the Indiana budget, the state legislature just isn't willing to do. So as much as it sounds like a good idea, it's just not realistic and not feasible. And so our proposal has IUSA working closer to home, working on issues that directly affect students on campus. We want to support CIO Brad Wheeler's proposal to bring e-text to IU and give students the option between e-text or printed text for a dramatically reduced price. This is something that is feasible, they're working on right now, and what Brad Wheeler's office has asked us to do is to drum up student support behind this proposal. So if elected, we would work on bringing faculty aboard this program and really trying to push this program for students because it's better for students, faculty, and the university as a whole.
Okay, so you guys are kind of really drive it to home. Something students can see affect a change that they can see in more close future.
It's a change that IUSA has much more control over.
Okay.
Something at the state legislature dealing with millions of dollars in a budget, we don't have very much control over. I would rather be working on issues directly affecting students here on campus. We have a much better chance of passing and succeeding for students.
Okay. And obviously you guys do have a lot of great ideas, and like I said, from a student's point of view, I love them, but how do you guys plan to implement them?
Well, I think that's where the experience comes in.
Okay.
We've had experience accomplishing 6 major initiatives this year. We're the first administration in IUSA's 63-year history to get that done. So I think if you're going to, go on, who has the connections on campus and who knows the right administrators to talk to and who knows, how to put together a solid proposal that, the dean of students or, the president can approve. That's a team that's had a lot of experience doing this already, and I think that's what we're really driving home. We've got a lot of people coming back from this year to next year. So just, I guess, building on the experience that delivers solid results.
And then as you guys are stressing that you guys do have a lot of experience within the IUSA election, so how do you guys plan to campaign and promote your voice and your ideas to the student body?
We've actually been in contact with tons of student organizations already on campus, and we're working to build the largest and most diverse campaign. We're already speaking to student groups, and that's only going to intensify in the next few weeks. We encourage anyone that wants to get involved to check out our website and join us at www.btownunited.com because we want to get anyone and everyone involved, the more the merrier.
So you're saying anyone can, if they're interested, wants to volunteer their time, can come help you guys campaign?
Absolutely, and they can just go on our website and there's a little link that says Join B-Town United. They just click on that and you fill out a quick woofu, and then someone from our staff will contact them so they can get involved.
And for the people who don't know much about IUSA, what are some of the things they can do for you guys? I mean, is it chalking? Is it passing out flyers? What exactly would their part be?
Really, it depends on what they're passionate about. If someone wants to have a minimal role in the campaign, we could just have them helping out on election days. If they kind of want to start helping out right away, it's more about networking, talking to people, informing their friends, getting them involved. So it's really whatever the student wants to do.
But you guys think word of mouth is really important in the campaign? You know someone who knows someone who knows someone, pass the word along, correct?
Extremely important, and contacting students who are great leaders and we think would want to get involved.
Okay. And then can you guys explain what you think the main difference is between you and your competition? So Revive IU or Big Ten, what makes you guys stand apart?
I think there's really 2 things, and the first is the experience, and it really does matter. I was the chief of staff for IUnity this current year and the past year. We ran on the fact that if you put an experienced group in, they'll be very successful. I think 6 for 6, batting 1,000 is pretty darn, good of, proving that success works and experience works. I think the second thing is, continued involvement in IUSA. I've been involved in IUSA since my freshman year, and so has Barrett. I think continuing to work your way organically up through a student organization is really the way to kind of learn the ropes, and you get some really good mentors. I know both Michael Coleman and Peter Servaz have been wonderful mentors to me, and have helped shape who I am and why I'm running.
All right. And then what can students expect to see from you guys in the upcoming weeks, or I guess we only have about a month now roughly, but what can they expect to see? Are there any rallies, any things you guys going to be out on campus passing out, or just to, when can they see you guys next?
Right. They'll next be able to see us on Wednesday,
okay,
with the pep rally that we'll have. Most likely it'll be in the Fine Arts building.
Okay.
The thing is, we just want to make sure that the campus understands that, the perceptions of student government is generally tied around, exclusivity. And we're truly an inclusive ticket, and so you can look to, in the future, the students will be able to get a couple of pep rallies out of us, and also some other surprises that we have up our sleeves.
Okay. And anyone's welcome to attend those pep rallies, right?
Yes.
You don't have to know someone or be a part of the campaign?
Not at all.
Okay. So if you decide that day you want to learn more, you're welcome to come?
Yep.
Okay. And then I just want to end, why do you guys think that students should vote B-Town United?
The two main reasons why you should vote B-Town United are experience and results. Just as Neil said, when you elect a ticket with experience, you get results, as we prove with the IU Unity administration. We were the most successful administration in IUSA history. We accomplished things that had been talked about for 30 years, and Katie finally delivered fall break. We finally delivered a GPS
thank you,
bus
Katie.
Her nickname is Fall Break Girl.
Right.
So when you see her across campus, you should know her as Fall Break Girl. So when you elect a ticket with experience, you get results, and so we have some really cool ideas about how to save students money and really make the student experience here, your college experience, that much more unique and special. And there are issues that IUSA can and should be working on, and there are issues that we can control. We can cut the price of textbooks by more than 60%. We can bring a basketball ticket loyalty program to increase participation in attendance for every single sport. We can bring web-based room reservations and help cut down on the time that students take, filling out meaningless paperwork. So we really can make students' experience more safe with the $1 cab rides, and we can transform their academic experience by delivering the next presidential debate. So when you elect a ticket with experience, you get results. That's been proven throughout IUSA's history, and that's why we think that you should vote for B-Town United.
Well, thanks again, guys, for coming in. I really appreciate you guys sitting down and talking with me. And if you guys want to get involved with their campaign or just learn more about IUSA as a whole, you guys have a website you mentioned earlier. What is that again?
Yeah, it's btownunited.com. A great wealth of information on there. We'll have some interactive videos on there pretty soon. Just look around, learn about our ticket, learn about the other tickets. I think if you really dig into it, you'll find that we have a lot more experience and depth and research done into our platforms.
All right. Well, thanks again and best of luck. See you guys next time.
Thanks.